Hello and welcome to today's virtual open day with the Digital Marketing Institute. You are all very welcome and delighted you can join us today. I'm Caroline, the membership manager with the DMI, and I'm joined today by Cal Gray and Dr. Alex Tierney. So I'm going to sign off now and hand over to Cal, and I wish you a very enjoyable virtual open day. So thanks.
Thanks, Caroline. Hi, my name is Cal. Welcome to my kitchen. As Caroline has said, my job title is Digital Transformation Advisor. For the sake of this open day, I thought we'd go through some of the professional sports. So some of the things that are actually available to you as a registered student, as an industry professional with the Institute. And I thought we'd also go through our flagship program as well, the DMI Pro, and give you an idea of what the platform and the learning experience actually looks like. This is the membership library. If anything, consider this to be your homepage. This is the launch point for lots of different types of content. At the top, we have courses, which is where we're going to go in a second. You have library, which is fairly self-explanatory. This is a massive bookshelf of additional content that we'll go through in a second. We have events. We do host live events. We have live webinars. We have CPD, where you can track your professional development. And then my colleague, Dr. Alex, is going to go through community, skills test, and support. So we may as well go straight into it. I'm going to pretend to click on courses. It'll bring me to this page quite magically. I have a couple of options here. I have CDMP, or Certified Digital Marketing Professional, or the DMI Pro version 7.0. I did this in 2018. I have the DMI Specialist in Social Media Marketing, which, as you can see, I'm doing as nothing more than a side project at the moment. It's on 1%. And then below that, I have DMI Pro version 8.0, which is, again, this is our flagship course. This is the most popular program we offer. I have two options. I can go to resume course. The system is intelligent enough to bring me to the very last video or activity or case study that I was reading. Or I can go to all modules, which will, if anything, bring me to a home page of the course itself. So again, I'm going to pretend to click here. Ta-da. Now, in the course itself, I have a couple of options. Across the top, I have assignments. This is not relevant because the CDMP or the DMI Pro is exam-based. I have your class forum, so I can chat to everyone who's studying at the same time as me. And I have course info. I would always encourage someone to go to course info as the first thing they do. It's a really good tab for frequently asked questions or just hard facts about the program to kind of set your mind in rising before you even start the course. Below that, then, I have my overall progress. I've done literally a quarter of this course. I'm 25% of the way through the total material. And then I have the modules below that. The ones shaded out, I've done. I've done the introduction to digital marketing. I've done content marketing. Probably the main benefit of this program and why it's so popular, it covers just about everything. There really isn't an area of digital marketing that wouldn't be covered in one of these modules or one of these titles. The idea is, upon completion of this program, there's nothing a professional could be asked to do in their job that they haven't trained in. It's very well-rounded and holistic in its nature. There's as much training here for social media as there's PPC, there's SEO content, there's display training. We've email marketing and web optimization covered, and analytics with Google Analytics. Google built that for us, and also a nice chunky module at the end on digital strategy and planning. So you can actually, that's really relevant for someone who's in this line of work or someone who wants to get into this line of work. They're the things you're quizzed about every day in the job. We may as well pick up where I left off. I'm 37% of the way through the social media marketing module. I'm going to magic kick into that. And here is already paused I suppose, the layout of the module itself. So at the top, you have your video box, fairly self-explanatory. This is your subject matter expert delivering to camera. Below that, which is where you might start, I have some really useful stuff. So social media marketing, total time of the module, and then a blurb about the module, the learning objectives, the key material about it, and I suppose exactly what you can expect to get from it. Below that again, I have resources. Again, fairly self-explanatory. These are really useful though in maybe a longer term even than the course itself. Module slides I can download as a PDF and I can keep them forever. If I want to keep the slide deck of what was actually gone through on the module, that's mine. I have module transcript of every word that the lecturer has said, of what they're actually going through, keep that, and if I want to read it offline on a commute or just when I'm not near internet. And then I have solutions to the practical exercises. We'll get to that in a while, that's later on in the course. If I go back to the top, I'll hit play on Kristen. She's really good at what she does. So this is the first of our learning styles. She's going to explain to you what the key concepts are, what she does every day, what best practices within social media. And again, kind of title sets out those expectations. You can flick through this if you want. You can fast forward, you can rewind, you can pause. If the doorbell rings, if the phone rings, you can go back. I find that this is a much more appropriate learning model, maybe for beginners in the DMI Pro, because you decide the pace at which you study. You decide at what rate you go through this course. If you pause it here and come back to it an hour later, it'll still be waiting for you. It's not like university where you're relying on your notes. You can watch this 100 times if you like. This is a walkthrough. Now we have like 75 of these, I believe, built across our diploma programs. They are a really good way to demonstrate what Kristen is talking about, or what best practices, or literally what to do to get to an end goal. So if I hit play on this, and we're going to see that this is a screen recording, here we go, finally, of Facebook Ads Manager. So in this case, it's a subject matter expert, Colin Lynn, one of our key subject matter experts on the course, taking you through Ads Manager, actually showing you click by click what they do to get to an end goal. In this case, I believe they're building a carousel ad. This is his own Facebook Ads Manager for a private business. And it's going to be a really good way for you to get an understanding of what the platform looks like, how to actually get to that end goal, and to not skip any step along the way, to not get lost along the process. Again, if you want to pause this, go through it, if you want to rewind it and actually go and build your own Facebook ad beside it on another screen, that is absolutely fine. That's what the demonstration is for. The third one, and this is probably where the main benefit of the course comes in, a lot of institutes, a lot of colleges or universities are very good at teaching the theory of digital marketing, but we've invested quite a significant sum over the years into the practicality of the course as well, of actually training you to do the job. So at the bottom here, number 7, I have practical exercises. Social media exercising, again, does what it says in the tin. Let's apply everything you've learned in a practical way. Exercise will not be graded. This does not go towards your pass or fail on the program, but it's a really good way for you to assure that you've absorbed the information. So you can actually bring it into work the next day. Or if you're applying for one of these roles, you know that you're trained to do the job. You're not going to be outmatched by candidates. If you have a bit longer, fingers crossed this will open for me, we do have short courses here. These are all completely free of charge, I believe. They're just to help you grow as a professional. They tend to be an area that's related to digital marketing, but maybe not marketing itself. So for example, the first one's a really good example. Graphic Design Essentials from HubSpot. HubSpot built that for our members. I think it's about 6 hours long. You can do that completely free of charge. There's CX Essentials, there's UX Essentials, Advanced Content Marketing, Google Analytics for beginners, and then Advanced Google Analytics. If you want to do both of them, I'd recommend a certain order. Facebook Blueprint, I think there's a cost to them. We'd have to talk about Facebook. And then the CPD program, actually Google Tag Manager Fundamentals. So you're not really limited in any way to how much you want to grow as a professional through this. Whatever you want to put into it, you'll get back out. We are adding pieces of content every week at this point, particularly with digital being so important, with everything going on with COVID-19. But you're not necessarily limited to professional supports either. As a student here, you have the same learning experience as anyone else would. I'm not the best equipped to go through that. I might hand over to my colleague and she can run you through exactly what is required of her.
Okay, thanks very much, Kyle. That was a really helpful and exciting introduction to our program. So what I'm going to do is walk you through what supports we offer. So first of all, Cal actually went over this, but it's quite important and it's quite a comprehensive introduction to your course. This is the course info page. What we've done here is we've identified all the essential academic and administrative information we want you to know. What I would do if I was in your position is I would check this out before I start the course, and then I refer back to it as I go. So for example, here we have all of your exam information. That would be quite important to go back to as you get closer to booking your exam and preparing it. Our program takes 24 weeks to go through. So on your course info page, what we've done is we've isolated the first of every month. That's when each new group starts. So that's when the clock will officially start. So if you purchase your course at the end of April, you'll start on the 1st of May. You have 24 weeks from them, so you have till the 16th of October to do your exam. We have an exam preparation area, so you can locate it here, but it's also in your modules as well, as Cal kind of pointed to. Here, we kind of divided the quizzes down by module, and we have several of them, so you won't be taking the same quiz over and over again. But this is a really great resource in your course for you to test your knowledge as you go. And it's a great way to get immediate feedback on your progress. So I'm not going to click into them, but it's a really helpful way for you to check how your learning is progressing. Now, say in a quiz, you keep on coming up against, you're really struggling with SEO or something like that, and you'd really just like to talk through a few of the issues, a couple questions you're just not sure about, and you want to talk to another human. Well, you are in luck because we have an in-house tutor. His name is Daniel, and he is ready to talk to you over email, the phone, Zoom, which we're all very familiar with now. He is here. So he's in the support page. So to get to the support page, sorry, I should have showed you, you just click at the top, there's support. So in order to contact Daniel, you just go to contact, and I'll go through this hub a bit more, but just a few clicks away. You click contact, scroll down, and ready to go. So, dear Daniel, please help. That's your email there. Once you come to your support page, you can go to a knowledge base, you can go to a glossary, or you can contact us. So the knowledge base is fantastic. We're constantly updating this, and this is where you can find all of the frequently asked questions. I'm going to move over into our glossary. We built this glossary so that anyone at any time can come and just get a bit of a brushing up on some terminology. And I think you'll want to do this, especially if you have an exam coming up. So what you can do is you can click through again, you can word search, whatever you want. We have hundreds of entries here. And as Cal said as well, your glossary is actually in your course program as well as a PDF. So you can download that, have it handy, have a quick read of it whenever you want. So we're here to help if you have even IT problems, if you have queries about your exam eligibility, if you have queries about getting an extension, anything like that, write in. And again, Daniel's also there for any type of content questions. What I'm going to do now is just jump into our community section. So really, I would see this as another form of support that's offered, because what it is it's building an entire network of digital marketers who are there to help each other. So everyone's here to take a course, to go to the library, to check out our events, whatever it is. They're all here, and this is a very vibrant, very active community. So I'm going to start with our general forum, but we also have a classroom forum, which I'll talk about in a moment, an announcement section, and show and tell. You must be wondering, what is that? I'll just you wait. So in the general section, this is where anyone on the platform can see what you're posting. That's over 60,000 people seeing your post. No pressure. But I think today, in terms of talking about what type of support is provided, this post here, I just passed with 85%, I think demonstrates how students can help each other. So this is fantastic. He talks about how he took the modules, he did it in order, and then he took the quizzes, and he found that the quizzes really informed the exam. He just sort of talks about study prep and that kind of thing. So this is really, really helpful. And it gets better. In the show and tell area, again, this is open to all of the members. And I'm just going to go here. So this is the hashtag showcase you. So Caroline, who introduced us at the beginning, she started this post to say, tell us a bit about yourselves. Who are you? What do you do? And share an accomplishment with us. This is a great way for you to network. This is a global community of like-minded individuals who are just waiting to connect. But I've identified one in particular that I think is quite relevant to today. So this is a student who took the DMI course that we're talking about today, the one Cal so wonderfully went through. He took the course in 2017. He then went on to do a bachelor's in digital technology and design, getting a distinction in 2019. Then he went on to set up his own digital agency, and he's been working in B2B. And then he went on in 2020 this year to set up his own digital academy. I think we've kind of created a bit of a competition for ourselves here. And then he's actually coming back, and his experience at the DMI was just so positive, he's coming to do our master's degree. So again, if I was in your position, I was kind of thinking about getting into a digital marketing career, or maybe I was looking to get into a bit of the agency side of things, I might want to contact this guy and talk a little bit more about how the DMI informed his career path, what decisions he took, who he spoke to, all that kind of stuff. And I can network and private message him. That's great. So as I mentioned, each course starts at the beginning of every month. We call these cohorts. You have monthly cohorts. So everyone in that month, so the May group, will be on the same student journey. So I think this is a really helpful way for you guys to kind of support each other in terms of exam prep, or life happens and maybe you're concerned that you're not doing as much work as everyone else, or you're not progressing at the same rate. You can get in touch and say, hey, how's you doing? How's your exam prep? Where are you at with all of this? You can even find a study buddy. You can set up a Zoom call and quiz each other, whatever it is. You can all connect here. So this is strictly just for people who are in the month that you started.